Every day of the year, nearly 10,000 Americans turn 65. The baby boom generation, now in its golden years, is the wealthiest generation in American history. But here's the rub. These people have suddenly become the richest targets ever for scammers who are using modern technology to separate boomers from their wealth. California has more cases of financial abuse of older people than any other state, and these crimes are often a low priority for police agencies. This LA woman, a retired teacher who suffered from dementia, was cheated out of more than $200,000 by a crooked financial planner. He was convicted, but the money was gone. This grandmother, now in a nursing home, was talked into quit claiming her South LA fourplex to a scammer who looted her bank account. This retired aerospace engineer suffering from dementia was scammed by a woman who was prosecuted. In fact, the mother of LA County District Attorney Jackie Lacey was also targeted in a scam, but it was blocked by family members.
1 in 5 elders has been the victim of a financial crime.
I'm one of them. It can happen to anyone.
This is a couple of Emma's school pictures, one here and one there.
This woman, June of West LA, showing us photos of her grandchildren, lost her life savings, $500,000, to a man she met on a dating website. A widow who had cared for her husband for 3 years before he died of cancer, June was lonely and signed up for the dating website.
There is a need for companionship, no matter what age you are. You know, I may be a certain age in numbers, but inside I feel maybe 20, 30, 40 years younger than my chronological age. And you never lose your desire to want to be with somebody, to want to be part of a couple.
The man on the dating site who contacted June sent her photos, said his name was Mark, lived in Malaysia. He began sending love letters. One said, "I never thought I could love someone so fast as I love you." June was smitten. Then he asked to borrow money, said his bank account was temporarily frozen.
So I sent him some money, which was about $10,000 at first. And then it just kept happening over and over. And the increments kept getting higher, like 50,000, 100,000. Could I send him this money? You're gonna get it back, baby. Don't worry, you're gonna get it back, I promise you, with interest. And eventually I ended up sending him everything I had, which was about $500,000, around $500,000.
Finally, after sending him all that money, June never heard from the man again. She's willing to speak on camera in hope of warning other potential victims of romantic scams, like this woman from Tarzana who gave her life savings to a man she also met on a dating website. Not wanting to be identified, she agreed to appear on the AARP website.
I was a victim of a romance scam and lost over $1 million.
In Santa Monica, there's a senior center trying to help women who have lost money from romantic fraud. Every week, social worker Sarah Bernard has a conference call with 10 older women who are victims of sweetheart scams on dating websites.
First of all of these women met these scammers online. The majority of them are widowed, so they have not really dated. Maybe they were married for 25 years. This is their first foray into dating after the loss of their spouse. And here they are with this whole new world of online dating, the internet.
Most of these women reported the romantic scam to their local police stations in LA, but they were told, "Sorry, ma'am, it's not a crime because you gave these men the money." At LAPD headquarters, detectives in the Financial Fraud Unit say major romance scams on dating websites are crimes, but no arrests have been made. It's a low priority.
We're in dire need of more detectives to handle these kind of cases, and actually all complex financial crimes. We need the resources to do that. The predators out there, they understand the system. They know that financial crimes is the way to go now. They're not going to go rob a bank.
There has to be new laws created so that way we can work with other states and with FBI so that way we can pursue the cases. Right now, we're just stuck to LA County.
The FBI claims California leads the nation in romance scams, which they say total more than $300 million nationally in 2020. Here again, the FBI has made very few arrests.
We can't make arrests in foreign countries. We have to rely on local law enforcement, and we have to rely on victims filing a report with a national database like the Federal Trade Commission.
Support groups say law enforcement should be doing more to fight these sweetheart scams on dating sites.
I think it needs to be taken more seriously. I know from victims telling me firsthand that they have gone to report it and the officer just didn't take them seriously, told them it wasn't a crime, and turned them away.
Incidentally, the dating websites require people to sign a waiver or disclaimer that says the site is not responsible for what happens when people sign up. Actually, the financial abuse of older people involves many different kinds of crimes, targeting mainly older women who are lonely and vulnerable. Very few agencies are fighting this kind of widespread fraud.
Down below is actually...
Meantime, June is poorer but wiser and still looking for love on a dating website.
I still have faith in the future. I still hope that there's somebody out there that, I can have the last part of my life to walk off into that golden sunset with.
Doug Kriegel reporting.